This tutorial will cover the vision exam on the iPad. Following this tutorial, you will be able to identify all the tabs that contribute to billing, document wearing RX, autorefraction, and keratometry readings, document refractions, document soft contact lens and RGP contact lens RXs, mark pupils' motility and visual field, document binocular tests, IOP readings, and dilation drops, and document color vision. From the visit overview, select the vision exam. Here we're going to see 5 tabs that have an asterisk. They are visual acuity, pupils, motility, visual fields, and IOP. These sections are not required, however, documenting in these areas will contribute to billing. Each section has a save and a save and continue. Save will stay on that tab and save any data that you've entered. Save and continue will save your work and move to the next tab on the screen. You can also save your work by just simply selecting the next tab. On the Wearing RX tab, we can select Add Eyeglasses, Add Soft Contact Lenses, or Add RGP. So we're going to choose Add Eyeglasses. Here we're going to document the eyeglass type and usage. Eyeglass options can be documented here if applicable. Use the drop-down menus to document the sphere, cylinder, axis, and add. The blue hyperlinks will actually jump you to a power range. So rather than scrolling up and down to look for -4, we can touch the -3 and then just simply scroll to find -4. We can copy right to left and then make that modification on the left eye. The next tab over is the Visual Acuities tab, and this is where you can document your corrected visual acuities. You can select from the drop-down menu to populate the visual acuity, or you can use the Set 20/20 OU options and then make your modifications per eye. This visual acuity will then copy to the Visual Acuity tab once your refraction is saved. So we'll select Save in the upper right-hand corner. And if your patient came in with more than one pair of glasses, we can go right back to Add Glasses and document the next pair. Let's add their soft contact lens wearing RX. So we'll select Add Soft Contact Lens. We first need to select our usage. One of the great benefits of Eyefinity EEHR is that we have the ABB contact lens catalog built into the system. So you'll first need to select your manufacturer and then document the series of lens. From the drop-down menu, we'll select the manufacturer. We'll then select the series. The other great benefit is that it will automatically default. If that lens only comes in one base curve and diameter, it defaults for us. The same with the power ranges. If the lens only comes in certain parameters, we're going to be able to see that information here on the power drop down. So notice this lens only comes in -6 and -650. So it doesn't come in 6 1/4. We'll select our power. We can again copy right to left and then make modifications on that left eye. We can also document visual acuity information here, as well as assessment. There is a Mark as Normal button on the assessment. There's an over refraction tab. And then under contact lens regimen, this is where we're going to document the patient's wearing schedule. So they wear it daily, maybe they replenish it monthly, and they're using BioTrue. And anything else this patient is telling us about their contacts, we would want to document that here in Special Instructions, and then save that information. The same applies for the Add RGP. You would select Add RGP, document the details about the contact. You have Special Instructions where you can document in the usage and wearing information. Auto refraction works exactly the same as the Wearing RX. we're going to select Add Refraction, and then we would document our auto-refraction details. And then we would save our information. In the Keratometry tab, the manual entry is automatically defaulted to on. If we turn the manual entry off, each of the fields become drop-down menus, and this is where you would then search and select the parameters that you wish to add. I'm going to leave mine on manual, and here I can manually type in the parameters for the K readings. Once the right eye is documented, we can use the little gray arrow to copy right to left, make any modifications. If you wish to document the method used, you can select the method drop-down and document. You can add multiple K readings here, so we could select Save at the bottom and then add an additional K reading in. There's also a notes box here. This note box is for this complete section. It is not per reading. So if you need to document any type of notes regarding keratometry, you can enter that information here. In the visual acuity, any refraction you added with a visual acuity, that information will automatically default here. You can add visual acuities without a refraction by selecting at the top the different test types, the near test type, distance correction type, near correction type, and then you would simply touch Add Corrected, or you can also add Uncorrected here. You also have an Infant Vision tab where you can document. The Refractions tab. You would first want to select the refraction type. Here you have Manifest, Cycloplegic, Retinoscopy, and Final. I'm going to select Manifest. And this looks similar to the wearing and the auto refraction. We can select from the drop-down menus, but here I'm actually going to select the View Import Refraction History. This is going to show all the refraction history documented for this patient. You can import a refraction into any area that a refraction is documented. You would simply touch the refraction to highlight it, and the import feature becomes available. Select Import, and that pulls that prescription detail right here into the Refractions tab. So now we can just simply select the drop-down menu and make our modifications here. If we now go to the visual acuity, because I imported that prescription in, it also imported the visual acuities from that previous refraction. I do have a clear option in the bottom right hand corner where I can clear out those visual acuities and then set the appropriate visual acuity with this prescription and save. If this is our final manifest refraction, this is where we could create a final. We can also edit, delete, or copy this. You can actually go right back up here to the top and add additional refractions in if you wish. On the contact lens, this is where you can add soft contacts or RGP contacts. So to add a soft contacts, we're going to select Add Trial. And this works the same as it did in the wearing contact lenses. We'll document the usage. And here again, we can select the drop-down menus to populate, or we can also choose that View Import Refraction History. This patient really likes the current contacts they're wearing. We just need to update their prescription. So I'm going to touch on the wearing RX and I'm going to import that in. And you'll notice it imported all the details. Now all I need to do is just simply modify the prescription for this patient. I can go to visual acuity. I can populate that here if needed. Under assessment, I can document my assessment here. If I do document an over refraction, maybe we tweak the prescription by a quarter, we can document that information here. However, if this is going to become a final contact lens RX, you will need to go back to the Refractions tab and modify that prescription. And then it also copied in the contact lens regimen. We could also document any special instructions here for the optician and save. For the RGP hybrid, select Add Trial. Here you'll select your manufacturer, the product, the RGP type, and document the base curve, diameter, and the prescription. You also have a copy right to left. And then in the Special Instructions tab, you can document the usage, their wear schedule, the disinfectant, and also which eye has the dot. And you also have additional notes here that can be documented. And when you're finished, select Save. Next section is Binocular. Binocular has several tests available. In the top right-hand corner, select the drop-down in the Jump To section to review the list. Here we see near-point convergence, near-point accommodation, Fourier distance and near, vergence, cross-cylinder, relative accommodation, ACA ratio, fusion stereopsis, worth, Titmus test, and dominance. If you need to document stereopsis, simply touch the stereopsis and that will jump right to the section. You can use the drop-down arrows to document all the test results. Pupils, motility, and visual field each have their own tab. Notice that those three tabs all have an asterisk. Again, the asterisk is denoting that these will count toward billing. In the upper right-hand corner of the vision exam, we see Mark Pupils, Visual Field, and Motility normal. If all three of these sections are normal, you can touch this option and it will automatically mark those three sections as normal. Once we select that option, you'll see a blue check mark, and this is an indicator to let you know that you have documented normal in those three areas. If we now go to Pupils, here we will see that it is set to normal. Each section also has a Mark as Normal option. I can make changes here. If I need to document the light, dark, near millimeter, I can also document APD and RAPD. So maybe I want to put in the pupil size. I can document that here. But by selecting the Mark Pupils Visual Field Motility, it automatically set that to normal. So if I don't need to document additional detail, there's no need to enter into any of these tabs. In the Motility section, this is also set to normal and it has a mark as normal, but here you'll find additional tests. So this is where you'll find your cover and uncover test. You can select that test and then document the results. Under Visual Field, this is an adaptive learning section. It does default confrontation visual field initially. However, if your practice does FDT, once you select that FDT and save that detail, it will adapt to that logged in user, and the next time you select Mark Pupils Visual Field Motility, it will default the FDT. In the details, you can also document abnormalities here by just simply touching in the section to document those details. Under IOP, the IOPs are documented within the vision exam. You must do this in order for this to count toward billing. You can document multiple IOP readings, and this is another area that will adapt to each logged in user. Once a method is selected from the drop-down menu, that method adapts to that user and defaults each and every time in the IOP section for every patient. Here, you'll document the measurements. You can also document the reliability, and the other box is to type any specific notes if necessary regarding the IOP. If you do need to add an additional measurement, you can select Save at the bottom and then we can document an additional measurement here. Under dilation, this is where dilation drops are documented. This is another area that will adapt to each logged-in user. Once you select the drops used for dilation, those drops become sticky and will be defaulted each and every time you go to the dilation screen for every patient. So once you open up the dilation window and select your drops, you'll select Save. The last section we're going to cover is color vision. Color vision has a Mark as Normal option here at the top as well. So if I select that, it automatically will default this to normal for us. Under the test type, there's several different test types here that you can document. If, for example, you did EEHR plates, you can select that, and in the results area, this is where you can document how many the patient got right. So maybe they got 5 out of 7 correct on the right eye, and maybe they did 7 out of 7 on the left. The details box below the results is allowing you to document which plate the patient missed. This is not required or necessary. This little arrow on the end of the details line is just going to expand to additional plates. So on the right eye, they missed 2. Maybe we want to mark that they missed number 1 and they missed number 5. When finished, we can select Save. We could also select Save and Continue. Because Color Vision is the last tab here within the vision exam, if I select Save and Continue, that will actually take me back to the Visit Overview screen. The vision exam section can actually be reordered per logged-in user. Each logged-in user can move these tabs and put them in the order that they prefer. To do this, select the gear shift at the top left of the vision exam. Touch the red dash next to any tab that you wish to hide. That will hide it completely from the vision exam area. So for example, if your practice doesn't document RNFL thickness or central retinal thickness, you can select the red dash and it will hide those sections. Once they're hidden, they are not visible within the vision exam. You can unhide sections, so if we had one in error, we could just select the plus sign under Hidden and add it back to the list. You can also change the order of these tabs. So depending on if you're a technician or a doctor, you might want these tabs to be in the order that you typically document pre-test. So what you would do at the end of each line is a little gray equal sign, and you can take your finger and just drag and drop the items to put them in the order that you like to document. Once you've done that, you can select Done. This will also update the vision exam view for that logged in user on the browser, and it is per logged in user, so each user has the ability to customize their own vision exam section. Thank you for listening. We hope you found this tutorial useful. Please visit our support community to view additional tutorials.